What's going on, guys? So some of you may or may not know this, but I'm about to be an officer in the Army. In about 3 weeks or so, I'm going to be a second lieutenant. And some of you may or may not know this, but my girlfriend just left for basic training today, the day I'm recording this, which means she is enlisted in the Air Force. But that means that we're going to be in an officer-enlisted relationship, and isn't that wrong? So I thought this was a pretty interesting topic because it's pretty relevant to what's going on in my life right now. And a lot of people don't actually understand the whole dating in the military, and they think it's just pretty much wrong to date anybody in the military. If you're in the military together, that it's just wrong to do that. I've actually had somebody say, like, is it even a thing? Like, is it even possible? Are you allowed to do it? The answer is yes. But what most people think of whenever they're thinking of people dating in the military is you can't be dating somebody who's a lower rank than you. So officers can't be dating enlisted, NCOs, non-commissioned officers can't be dating lower enlisted soldiers. That's really not the case. And I'm going to go over the actual regulations on basically the standard for this whole fraternization. So I'm going to cover one thing real quick, and that is something that most of you probably already know, so I'm just going to cover it real quick, and that is, if you do date somebody in the military, if you start dating them before they become the rank to where it's inappropriate for you to be in a relationship, or before they actually join the military, then it's generally not really frowned upon because you knew the person before the fact. So me and my girlfriend right now, I'm not an officer yet, and she hadn't been enlisted yet, or she hadn't technically been off to basic training yet. So in that case, that kind of fits that little scenario. But just because you knew that person prior to them becoming that rank or being in the military does not mean in any situation that the relationship is not going to be inappropriate, right? The one way that you can pretty much guarantee that you're not going to be able to be in a relationship with somebody, or the relationship is going to be inappropriate, and that is if you are in the same chain of command. I almost lost my train of thought. If you are in the same chain of command as the person that you're in a relationship with, that is a no-go. You are not going to be able to do that. And if you don't know what I mean as the same chain of command, basically, let's say you're working a normal job, you're just a normal, cash register or something at a store, and you end up dating your manager, and then your manager, starts, to give you promotions, or they start giving you raises and stuff like that. So that is clearly unfair to everybody else in the organization. It's pretty much the same thing in the military. So if I'm just a lower enlisted soldier and I start dating, my platoon leader, my platoon sergeant, somebody higher up in my chain of command who is in charge of me, then that relationship might start to show favoritism, and it might just destroy, different relationships in the platoon or in the, whatever size group that you're in the military, because that person that you're in a relationship with, you're obviously going to have some sort of bias towards that person. So if you're not dating somebody who is in your direct chain of command, then that's good. You don't have to worry about that. But that does not mean that you're going to be off the hook whenever it comes to relationships in the military, because being in a relationship with somebody in chain of command is definitely a no-go. You cannot do that. But there are also other things that will make, even my and my girlfriend's relationship an inappropriate relationship that will be frowned upon by the military. So I'm actually going to read now the Army doctrine on what constitutes a inappropriate leader-subordinate relationship. And this is going to be AR 600-20 4-12B. And this states, relationships are prohibited if they compromise or appear to compromise the integrity of supervisory authority of the chain of command, cause actual or perceived partiality or unfairness, involve or appear to involve the improper use of rank or position for personal gain, are or perceived to be exploitative or coercive in nature. These are some big words, what the freak. Create an actual or clearly predictable adverse impact on discipline, authority, morale, or the ability of the command to accomplish its mission. So basically what this says in the Army doctrine that I just said, right? If you are in a relationship, if you're fraternizing, so this doesn't really even have to pertain to an actual relationship. So me and my girlfriend, me and anybody else or whatever, if the relationship has any kind of negative effect on the mission, the unit as a whole, or people feel uncomfortable, people don't feel like it's fair, then that relationship is going to be considered unfair. So it does not have to be in the same chain of command. You can be outside of the same chain of command and have an inappropriate leader-subordinate relationship because you are doing one of those things that was described in that doctrine. Now I'm going to do a little bit more reading, but that was the Army doctrine, and my girlfriend is in the Air Force, right? So what does the Air Force have to say about this whole officer-enlisted relationship in my case? So this is fraternization as defined in the Manual for Courts Martial as a personal relationship between an officer and an enlisted member that violates the customary bounds of acceptable behavior in the Air Force and prejudices good order and discipline, discredits the armed forces, or operates to the personal disgrace or dishonor of the officer involved. Officers must not engage in any activity with an enlisted member that reasonably may prejudice good order and discipline, discredit the armed forces, or compromise an officer's standing. And it says, the custom against fraternization in the Air Force extends beyond organizational and chain of command lines. In short, it extends to all officer and enlisted relationships. So long story short, to sum up this entire video, you can date other people in the military of a different rank as long as it does not take away from the military's mission, the unit's mission, as long as you're not discriminating against other people because of the person that you're in a relationship with. So that is a pretty long-winded but exact, definition video, whatever you want to call it, on the whole fraternization, military relationships. Is it okay? When is it okay? If it's okay. So if any of you guys are going through the same situation, or maybe you're going to go through a situation in the future, I hope this video helped you out. That is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. That would be awesome. If you want to stick around for some more videos, hit the subscribe button. That would be even better. Instagram and Snapchat links are right here if you guys are not following me already on there. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you later.